Hey there, happy Sunday. I am going live because I'm bored, and also because I want to feel like I accomplished something today other than housework. And I can't seem to do my work today, and I think I'm just supposed to take a rest day anyway. So, um, I decided to color. I don't know. And I figured I'd get more done if I did a live. So, coloring still in mythographic aviary. Although I feel a change coming on, like I'm gonna because I wanna um because I've been using Prismacolors in here because they seem to love this book so much, or I like how it feels using them in this book. So but I feel like I want to use some other pencils, and if I use other pencils, I'm probably gonna change what book I'm coloring in. Um, Even if it's only like an in between thing. Um, so I showed this one. I did a short of this. Forgive my lighting. I did a short of this. My first short, actually, to show the progress that I did on this. Um, I finally decided to make the bird, the owl, orange. Um, so I still have some things left to do on here. I'm thinking of also doing more on the background, but I'm not sure. Um, but I kind of, I don't know. This is really weird. The chat in Restream is not working for me again. It says the connection was reset. So what's that mean? Ciao. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. So if you're in the chat, my apologies. I can't see you. I don't know why. It's a Restream thing, obviously. Um, I don't know what's going on with it. So let me close that. But hello. I see somebody's here. Thanks for watching. So anyway, um, so I need to finish up the bird, the owl. I keep calling him the bird. um, and then the girl. That's part of the bird. More of the cage, the door, and the lock. Um, and probably do a little more with the clouds, just a little bit. Finish off the middle of the flowers, and then the owls in the back. And a little bit on the background. Little spots I keep finding. It's like, oh, that's background. Um, yeah, so this is mostly what I've been, well, this is one of the things I've been working on the past few days. This week, I guess, really. This is something I haven't shown yet. This is the other thing I've been working on this week. Total experimentation. Um, I I don't know what to tell you. These are the colors I picked up, and so that's what happened. I know that this started off with a marabou art crayon, and then this part I actually wound up doing with pencil, and then used the blender from the marabou set. Something I've been kind of experimenting with this page because something I noticed was that particularly here, like I used what was it, lilac or something in the marabou art crayons, and this is not the color it goes down as. When I used the blender, it actually changed the color. It lightened it or something. It did something to the color, and it did the same thing with the orange. And I thought, well, that's interesting. That's unexpected, and if you really wanted the color that you had put down, maybe that would have made you upset. But I thought it was interesting that it did that, and I thought, how can I make that work for me? So that was one thing that happened with this page. It kind of had me intrigued. When I did some outlining with the pencil in here and did the blender, it turned it that color, that fuchsia kind of color, even though it's not really fuchsia. So yes, I thought that was interesting. Um, I did these leaves, and I don't know how many colors in there, and I didn't really need to do all that. But I was trying to color a leaf of some other color besides green. Um, it got a little crazy, but I'm just gonna live with it. And then when I did this one, I think I did this the day before yesterday, and I made it more simpler. I made it more simple. I made it simpler. Um, so kind of this, but simpler because I didn't like how that turned out really. So I just said, let's keep the purple or whatever and green and just make it simpler. Um, what else did I do on here? Because I was experimenting here. Let me think. Um, let's see. Yeah, chat's still broken. So hello, if you're here, my chat is broken. I don't know why. This happened to me once before, and I don't know why. And I don't know. Restream was trying to take me through this whole thing of like, well, try this, try, and I was like, I ain't got time for all that. So anyway, um, something else I did on here. I used the Ohuhu markers. These things, on they're water-based markers, and I used them somewhere on here. I think I used it on this, and then I went over this with pencil or something. I can't remember now. Or I did the opposite. This is pencil, and then I went over this with an ooh marker, and then I did a little pencil there too, to like bring out, graduate the gradiate or whatever, the shading. Yeah, it's just like I said, experimenting, playing around, and like really, I should have written it on the back of here. Oh yeah, I have on here Ohuhu number 34 gold. So yeah, I lined this a little bit here, there, there. So there's pencil underneath here, Prismacolor pencil. Um, did the same thing with the stairs. Did the same thing with this guy, and then I went in afterwards. I remember with this one that I went in afterwards with a pencil and like did more of the shading on the roof. Um, this roof is all pencil, purple, and then that other kind of fuchsia looking color. Um, what else? These guys are several different pencils. This has blender on it. I don't know if I use blender on these two. I definitely use this blender on here because I was testing to see if the color would change like it did with the orange and the purple. And it didn't really. It didn't really change. I don't know if it gave it some. Yeah, it didn't even really give it a sheen either. It just kind of soaked it up or something. I don't know. Um, and you seem to be able to draw over, like, color over this blender too. It's kind of interesting. So I kind of like it that even if I didn't buy the whole set of art crayons again, I probably would buy that pack of blenders that it has. It's interesting. Um, did I use any in this corner yet? It looks like I did, and it didn't change this one, so I can't remember exactly what it was that made this change. But I'll probably be testing that out someday. Um, so yeah, I didn't know what to do with the windows. I started like saying, okay, these colors are really wacky. What else am I putting in here? And actually, I didn't have the roofs done, and I was wondering about that. And then I just decided one day just to color the roofs because I said this is experimental anyway, so who cares, right? Um, yeah, and I do like that putting in that gold did something. It's like, ooh, I actually like that. But now I got to figure out what to do with the butterflies. And I'm wondering if I'm going to be going with a blue or a combination of all the colors in the butterflies. Maybe, and then outline it with gold gel pen. Outline all these little things once I color them in. I don't know. We'll see. Thinking on it. I don't really like that I did these windows blue, but I don't know. I may take a different approach for the windows here and these. I don't know yet. So that's this one. That's another one I've been working on. Haven't worked on something I did with these since I pulled out the Ohuhu water-based markers. Is I went in with like a pale green marker and darkened some of the sea green in here, and I like what that did because I'm thinking the whole picture is just like so drab, so muted. And I suppose it's okay for some things to be like that, but it was bugging me. I didn't like it. And so I like that other blue in there. So this background has like gray. The water I did with gray, a kind of sea green color, and a turquoise blue color. And I did it very light, very, very light. Um, and it was kind of like painstaking, like putting the trying to do all the different swirls of different color, and yeah, but I was determined. So now I'm thinking I have in my mind other ways to make the colors pop in here. So that's why I just keep, I go away from it and then come back to it when something comes to me. So I did the rocks in there with like brown and was it brown and like a periwinkle blue, and I like that. And I also want to make that pop a little bit too, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. I feel like some of these things I need to have a very delicate hand with it, and I'm not necessarily in delicate hand mood because like right now I'm doing like shotgun coloring because this is like the time that's kind of crazy at work and I have a lot to do with that. So um haven't done anything on the other previous pages. Haven't done anything on this one. I know that I got to go in with gold marker here, and I also still got to make a decision about this. I don't know. I may leave it that way just because I can't be bothered. I don't know. Haven't done anything else with this. Still don't know what to do with the fungus. I don't know what to do with that. Or moss or whatever the heck it is. This one I've been thinking of using the pan pastels on the background. Um, I've been thinking about it, but I don't know what color. Um, and so yeah, so that's still here. But I am thinking since I started working on the first one, well, not the first one. Is it the first one? Yeah, since using the pan pastels on this one, I started thinking, well, yeah, I could do that on here. But I almost feel like I need to make some kind of I have to decide like a line, like using if I'm going to use like 2 colors or 3 colors, or I don't know, even 4 or 5, how I'm going to block that. Um, and yeah, so my head's not there at the moment, so I'm not doing that. And I feel like something's needed up here too, and I don't know. And I still got to finish the notes too. I probably could go in with that marker again and line here, but I'm scared, so I haven't done that yet. Um, I may just leave the violin the way it is. I haven't done anything with this lady because, like, the birds, I don't feel like coloring more birds. Like, trying to be, more specific to the colors that they are. I really don't feel like doing that. And this little one was hard to do. It was very, well, it's just, it is not like straight just color in. Trying to do I was trying to do like their colors really look. And So almost not quite like a speckled thing, but their colors are like their brown is not really true brown necessarily. This type of finch, and yeah, so that was kind of, it took a little more finessing to get that combination, and so it's like, Lord have mercy, I don't want to have to do that again, but I probably do need to do that again to make this balanced. Um, so yeah, and I wasn't ready to do that either again because I don't know, don't feel like it. So yeah, I put this on the back burner for now. Who knows? Tomorrow or tonight, I might actually break out and start working on it. You never know. Um, and this guy, I'm trying to figure out. Well, I still need to finish these two, and I want to do the reflection thing a little bit. Try it just a little bit. Reflection, light, light. Like I did reflection, light, light with no pun intended with the other ones. So I don't know what color to make them. I don't know what color to make the background. I don't know what color to make the fungus, moss, whatever the heck it is. Um, yeah, so I do feel like I need like some gel pen in here to make some of the snake skin to kind of pop a little bit. But yeah, I'm not really in a hurry for that. And I can see the colors on this other page. I do have another. I got tissue paper everywhere. Or what do you call it? Tracing paper. But I am gonna color. My goal here is I want to color a little bit, so I'll make sure I color a little bit. I tried to do a short today of this guy, and I don't know. My phone wouldn't do it. It said like I cleared my cache. Like I would start recording it, and then when I click the next thing, it wouldn't click the next. It would go to my YouTube homepage or whatever. I'm like, oh brother, and it happened twice. So I thought, well, it must not be meant to be. And I did that before I did these two birds, and I think before I did this too, maybe I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, I gave up and I said I'm just gonna color it. So, um, and I went used again the Ohuhu markers. These guys, whose colors don't really match their um the outside tops at all. So I have to like test them before I use them. I actually was trying to find a light blue and it was really hard. If I had found this color before doing these, I would have done these this color because I want to go over with pencil to make them blue and I didn't want them to be a dark blue. Um, but I'm kind of stuck with what it is. So um, I do like how the birds turned out, though. And where's my paper that I had this? Um, that's not the one. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Um, this is yep. So these are the colors that I used. Oh, actually, these are no. Oh, these are Artesas. These are the Ohuhus. The leaves are Ohuhu. Um, the flowers are Ohuhu. And then the birds I did with the Artesa pens, watercolor pens, which their tips are like really, these are really old. And these tips are like really annoying, flimsy and whatever. I almost thought, like, what would happen if I cut the tip? What would that do? That's kind of drastic, but I may do that with some of them. Um, I do like how the birds turned out though. And that's I went to the Artesas because I wanted just light color. I didn't want dark color like this, which is what the Ohuhu watercolor based pens did. So markers did. So instead I switched to the Artesa and went looking for a light color there and found one. So I think that blue or whatever will I'm thinking blue, but I don't know. It may wind up being something else. I may say what the color this is somehow. I don't know. Um, I think it'll go over good with this. I wanted something light enough that I could maybe leave whatever's. I don't know. I just wanted something light that I don't know. I can't talk. I can't explain it. Um, that I could use the under color as like working for helping me work the depth, like leaving some of it just this base, and then coloring over with pencil to make certain places darker or whatever. Um, and you know what I didn't do on here, which is a good thing I put in the numbers. What I've been doing for um, I can't remember what page. What page? Maybe I haven't gotten there yet. Um, when I started using the Ohuhu markers, I did more than one um, swatch of it because I want to test the pencil that I use over the color to see what it turns out to be. So that if I don't like how one looks, then I'll like try a different pencil and use it on that. Try a different pencil, use it on that, and so on, to see if I which one is going to give me the color that I most like. Um, so yeah, so that's why I did that, and I didn't do that with the Artezas, and I probably will be doing that before I actually start coloring the birds. Well, it's kind of interesting. I kind of like their color just like that. It's kind of pretty, but yeah, so the heart itself I did with an Ohuhu pen. This looks kind of pink, and in a way that kind of works for me. I kind of like it, but actually the pen was brown on the outside, so like I said, like what it turned out to be from doesn't look like what's on the cap a lot of times, which is one thing that's annoying with those pens. But I do like the case of those pens, and I do like they're double tipped, and I have like refills for nibs and things like that. So I'm trying to use everything I have, you know, use it up. So that's that guy. I don't know what I'm going to do for the background yet. I am thinking of, well, it's interesting how this branch goes like that. Um, so I'm thinking about how I want to do the background again, like if I use like two colors, which I'm thinking of using just two colors, like have one going that way and then one going to here, actually, which would make four spaces, wouldn't it? Not three or whatever. Huh? Two? I don't know. I'll figure it out though. But I think that's interesting with that being there, that somehow like color to here and then another color, I don't know, somewhere down here and then another color up there. I don't know. I get kind of crazy with that. So just like what I did that with this guy. I can't seem to do like I don't like doing one color backgrounds when there's that much space. It's like I have to somehow make it. I don't know why I do that. I just do. Uh, I can't explain it. I have another. Oh, if everything doesn't fall down. So what am I working on now? Is there anything under here? I was kind of eyeing this and figuring out. Okay, I'm almost thinking of getting my alcohol markers out for this one, and to just really block out color. Just take a totally different approach to anything else I've done in the book, and just really just, yeah, because them things are too freaking tiny. Um, oh, this is, oh, I love this one. I love it just like this. But yeah, this might have been the first one when I broke out, when I first broke out the Ohuhu markers for, was this one. Um, And even though the colors are kind of weird, it's like after a while, it was only yesterday I realized, oh, yeah, that's probably like the queen bee and or whatever. And why is she orange and whatever? I'm going to work with it though. We'll see what comes out of it. So when I did the smaller ones, I did make them a color that I felt black and yellow would work well with coloring it over in pencil. So I don't know how that's going to work with these, but I did eventually say, okay, well, this is kind of, I can do black over this. I don't know how the yellow is going to go over that. We'll find out. Well, maybe I'll work on that one now. Then I don't know what to do with their wings. I felt kind of stubbed at that point. And I almost feel like I could use this color on their wings. But I don't know how I feel about that. So, that's all I did in here. So that being said, I probably should start coloring. Because that's what I'm on here for. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do those bees. Because I don't feel like doing more green leaves. The bees or do this. This one scares me. No, let's not do that one. I can color the bees. Oops. Oh. So since my chat isn't working, if you did have a question about anything I did here, I would say post it under the live when it posts, and then I'll just check back and answer any question anybody might have. Um, should anybody have one? So we had color for about an hour or so or less, and then go fold the rest of my laundry, and then figure out my plan for work for the week. Ooh, excuse me. I'm gonna put on music. I found myself singing one of these Restream songs to myself, humming the other day. Funny. So, you know what? I almost feel like starting with the big one. Let's be brave. Let's go big. And then we gotta go into my. I have a lot of my pencils out. In fact, on my desk, I got a little bit of room blocked out on here yesterday. So, um, just kind of nice, but it's still not where I need it to be. But put some of my loose, because I've been using all the Prismacolors. I put my loose ones that I've been working with in this little box here, because I didn't have time to. I didn't want to put them back because I'm not sure that I'll be able to find them again because I don't really write down what colors I've used. That's like a whole other job. So I don't have time for that. Let's see. And I'm thinking about this sharpener. I think this is the one that works the best with the. See, I can't put my monitor doesn't fall down. I'm trying to remember which one worked best with the Prismacolors. I think it's this one. Oh, it's kind of long though. Found the Rachetta works kind of good with these. So it's called Rachetta. That's actually the name. I didn't make it up. It works kind of good with these. I have lost a couple of tips in various ones, but I mean that's not too bad. That is split. That's weird. I'm not gonna color it, do it anymore because it'll probably break. But. So is this what we're doing? And then you know what? Their heads are black, aren't they? Oh, I kind of want to make her opposite. I don't know. Who cares? Just color it. I'm not thinking that hard. And I couldn't remember. Ooh, that's weird. It's starting to look green. Why is it starting to look green? This is called lemon yellow. Feels good going down though. I don't know that water-based markers lay down as good of a base as alcohol markers do. I don't really know. Looks like I think that might be the case, but I don't know for sure. So I'm kind of going to experiment with it. That's another reason why I want to do um, alcohol-based markers on that other page, is to test that out. I know I could probably look up some videos or whatever, but I can't really. I don't really have. There's something about, I don't know. I'd have to concentrate, and I can't concentrate right now. I only have so much space in my brain. Wow, that yellow is really yellow. It does feel different going down on the page over that marker, and it's laying down differently in a way that I actually like. It's not bad. Hmm. Boy, her head is very yellow, isn't it? Should I do more, or am I going to smear? Am I going to smear? It's another thing with these Prismacolors. If it seems like the tip, like the pencil tip, is kind of weak, I'll go like straight up and down with it. And rather than trying to color from the side of it, just so that it's like, okay, well, we're just going to push it down in there and make sure you don't break on me. I am feeling like I really want to start using my colors, though, but I don't really want to use them in this book. There's other books I know that love those and that don't love the Prismacolors. So, okay, so that looks like an orange yellow because that's a darker orange water-based marker that I use here than up here. Like there's this one, then there's that one. That's interesting. Kind of hard to get into the crevices like that though, but I'm gonna make it work. I just color to have fun. I'm not trying to relax. Anybody like, I try out things I see if they stick in my head with all this other stuff that's in my head. I'll try it out. But for the most part, I just kind of just wing it. And I think there's some things I picked up kind of by just not realizing it that I picked up from watching other people. So, sure, every once in a while, I do like to shout out other people who I've watched because more than likely, if I may have picked up some kind of technique just from watching them and didn't realize it. I kind of like that. That's interesting. So it has like this kind of I like that. Does that mean I gotta make that yellow? I'm gonna have to think about this with the colors, because I don't know. These wings scare me. I don't know what to do with them. Okay, let me do the yellow on these guys. I wonder if it'll turn out the same color or different. Or should I use a different yellow? And this is why I have that. Where to put it? The swatch thing. But let's see. That looks green. I don't think I want green. Green yellow. I can always go over these again. I probably want more. I don't know. That's interesting. A lot more muted than this one. I am using a paler yellow, so that's part of it. Hmm. Actually, that's kind of back. No, maybe not. I don't know. Does it matter? It kind of varied how I did some of these. The little bees, I think I did some starting with one color versus the other. Like it didn't make them all exactly the same. And I kind of did that on purpose. Okay, that looks darker. I just wonder if I want the brighter yellow in it. But, oops, you can't see. My camera. I really wanted to start sketching today, but I feel like I'm trying to get my head together. I almost want it to be black. I'm changing my mind again. Okay, there are four of them. No, I'm making this one yellow. Interesting. Now what? I might have to do a mandala or something to do something like that isn't so intense. Don't know what I'm doing with those. I'm afraid to break out with the black because it's kind of like you break out with black and then, you know, there goes everything. So maybe think about the flower. Oops. Every time I do that, what color is this? Double blue? It's double blue. How blue do I want this flower to be anyway? I'm gonna go like that. Jeez, that's what's going on. You have that case on here. It really takes up a lot. Hmm. Did I? I really do need that swatch sheet, don't I? I'm gonna put it just like this. Oh, mercy. Well, it's here. Just had it. Oh, is it under this? Nope. Is it under this? Nope. Oh, brother. Maybe I should keep them in this. Oops. Case. That's probably what I should do. Yeah, a whole lot of pencils in there. Oh, I wonder. Oh, yeah. The one time I really want to swatch and I can't find the sheet I swatched on. And this is why I don't do them. One reason. Something else to keep track of. Who needs that? I wonder. What color is this? Caribbean Sea. You really don't find many blue flowers in nature. And I guess that's why I made this blue. I've tried to grow some blue flowers and I've only had one grow. And it took forever for me to get one that really would germinate and grow. A lot of times flowers that might be blue, just like hydrangeas, like if you don't have the right acidity or alkaline to the soil, it will be purple. Um, but this one was really blue. Delphinium, which like actually it should be starting, well, it'll bloom probably in another month and a half. I love that flower. I can't remember that other flower I tried to grow, and it's really hard to germinate. And and it is a true blue flower, and I actually got the seeds from England, and yeah, they didn't work for me. I did the winter sowing method, where you put them in a jug outside in the winter, and then that helps it, break the dormancy of the seed or whatever. And it's several hundreds of other plants that I was able to start that way. But this one did not. But I wasn't too surprised because it's like I'd read that it was a roll of the dice basically, and I never really tried again because I think, well, at some point in there I stopped gardening really too like that. I'll probably pick it up again. It's like too many different things going on right now to be able to do that. Try to get some solid perennials in the yard, and which I already have, and then add some of the annuals, which I haven't been that um, diligent about doing the past couple of years. But I do want some zinnias this year. I miss having zinnias. I wouldn't mind having some dahlias too, but I get too get too emotional over my dahlias. So if anything were to happen to them or didn't grow, I'd be really upset. And I ain't got time to be upset about anything else. I got enough to be upset about. Plus, they kind of they are kind of a memorial plant for me as well now because when I first came here and I was growing dahlias, there was a friend of my in-laws that a young person who loved them. Like every time he came over to visit my in-laws, um, he would come over to our yard and he would come over and look at the dahlias. And he died in a motorcycle accident. And so, like, the dahlias do kind of remind me of him. He's just starting out as a young adult, got a good job and all this other kind of stuff. He got his found his vocation, which was like going to be his career. He was on his way to, like, doing all the things you want to see young folks grow up and do. And then he died in a motorcycle accident. I feel like I hadn't seen so many people. This is depressing. Sorry. I haven't seen so many people die before in my life until I moved here. It's really kind of strange. Yeah, yeah, I did want to leave some of the color underneath to be kind of reflective, and I'm like really pressing hard. I want some of it to show through. I don't want it all to be. So I'm definitely going to try to keep this stream at an hour. Because I do have some things I want to do before the end of the day. I've been thinking about baking cookies, and I found a no butter, no egg oatmeal cookie recipe that looks really simple, and it uses nuts and it uses ground oatmeal. Like you grind the oatmeal up into flour, and then the regular, rolled oats, you know. So you take the same molds, part of it you grind into flour, and the other part, you add whole. And I really want to try it. Um, and I also want to try it adding some ground up walnuts because I'm trying to find a way to eat my walnuts because I love my walnuts and I can't really eat them with braces. Roasted walnuts in particular. Um, yeah, so I want to try that recipe. Found it on YouTube. I'm trying to remember the name of the woman, but I don't remember her name offhand. But if my food playlist is public, it's in that food playlist because I saved it to there so I could make it. Because I need to find a way to get my walnuts in because they're also, I think they do something very significant for me health wise as far as iron and brain, like brain power, like I think they really do something. I think they do several things, of which those are two. They keep me from being hungry. They're very filling, and they're just very nutritious all around for hair and body. And I'm missing them. I'm dealing with like having an iron deficiency now, and it's because like I've been not eating all the stuff I would normally eat if I didn't have braces. So here we go with the brace talk. I should like put that in all of my lives. That beware. We're going to talk about orthodontia. So my teeth are doing good. I went through. It's funny. I went through some days just like the week before this one where I was able to eat almost normal. Um, and then suddenly, the middle of this week, my back tooth was had that dull ache, like it's moving. That's the ache that it is. It's something's happening. It is moving. There is pressure there, and something's changing. And so then I had to eat like soft foods again without any warning. Um, but it was interesting though, and I was like, you know what? That means it's moving, so I'm not gonna be mad at it. Um, and now today, it doesn't hurt. I don't know what's going on, except I know that they're moving, and I think my bite has changed since I had that pain earlier this week. Because when I tried to chew, I bit someplace differently on the left side of my mouth. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, something was changing there. We are in a new position. So, then the orthodontist told me that like next time when I go there, which is I think is June 25th, I think it is, um, that they're going to be putting in some kind of, I don't know, some kind of, I don't know, implement bracket, something like that. Oop, I forgot to do that blue. I gotta find that thing so I can color in that blue, and then I need to write this down. I should be able to remember that easily, but I'm gonna write it down anyway. Oh, duh. here's my here's my swatch. Okay, so 89. I'm gonna write it right here. PC 1103. Let's put the 89. They go together. So I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna keep this in my little thing with my pencils. Yeah, so they're gonna be putting some kind of fixture or whatever in the right side, upper right side, um, so that I can start using rubber bands because they want to move. They have to like move my top teeth so that it's more in line with my bottom teeth, which is why like I was having that problem biting the other day where my bite is off. Like they're like this instead of being like do it like that. They're like this instead of being like this. So, yeah, so I'm gonna get the lovely rubber bands to do that. I'm kind of hoping that the way things are going, it means that I will actually be able to get these braces off sooner than 18 months. That would be really awesome. But really, I'm really glad that this worked out that I did it. I know the Lord wanted me to have braces. For like, it's really weird to say. It might sound weird to say, but yeah, because of how it all turned out. Um, when I was thinking about getting braces, no one would get back to me. When I wanted to originally when I wanted a consultation, and I was just kind of like halfway thinking about it, and that was like a year before all of a sudden. this whole thing happened with my one tooth and all that, and I had to have that tooth extracted. Um, they were right next to the orthodontist, the person I found to extract the tooth and to give me an implant. And I asked them, like, after I had the tooth was out, and then they had put in the bone graft, and I went through that with the bone graft, and waited, for it to be set to be able to take an implant or the screw that they put in to accept the implant. Um, and so I asked him, I says, well, I was thinking about getting, braces. I says, should I do that before I get the implant or after? And he goes, oh, you should do that before. And so he goes, do your consultation and stuff for that. And then when you're done with your treatment for that, they'll be in communication with me, and then I can do the thing, put in the fixture for the implant. And like they're right next to each other. And that's what's amazing is the year before when I was looking at orthodontists, that was one of the people on the list that I was thinking about. And I had sent them information to call me, and everybody actually, and they didn't call me back. But then when I left, um, the oral surgeon that told me, yeah, get you need to do the braces first. I left from there and went right next door. They're like in the same building, just one door is one place, one door is the other. And I thought, well, you know what? Since I just had called that place last year and they didn't get back to me, let me go now and just see if, where they're at with that. And I got right in. I got an appointment for that week. And I was like, okay, like, that's really wild that happened. It just fell together. Whereas my trying on my own the year before, just to get a consultation, just to see, what's this about, I didn't get in at all. I didn't get any response. It was really weird. But it just was time. Um, and I think I probably knew something was up, but I didn't. I somehow knew something was up. I don't know. But yeah, that was the word. I got right in. They had a cancellation, and they were like, "Yep, come in this day." And I says, "When? Like next week? And the week after?" And they're like, "No, this week." I was like, "Oh my god, that's tomorrow." And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." That was pretty cool. And they're really wonderful. And they got all the new stuff and new contraptions. And I really wish I need a dentist like them, a regular dentist. I'm still looking for that. There's been a lot of changes up here with that kind of stuff. Ooh, I see another spot I need to get. I like this blue. I probably could have let things peek through a little bit more. It's so heavy handed. What else I need to get? Just places where I need the marker first. Oh, Miss Queen Bee. What are you gonna do with you? I don't know if I'm gonna put that in there. I'm wondering if I should do gray first on the little bees and then do black. Sorry. Picture my arm. I'm kind of thinking I should. So I'm going to do that right now. I love bumblebees. They're so freaking cute. I don't know if it's like the fuzzy thing or what, But they're freaking cute. One plant I love having in the yard is lupine, and they have such weird lupines. They look like something out of the Wizard of Oz. I love them, and they smell so nice. It's this beautiful, gentle scent. But when the bees go in there, they like put their. It's like a whole. It's a pointy plant. It's like pointy like this, and each point like is like these little flowers that are like cupped so tight or whatever that they look like they're circles. They look like the point has nothing but little circles on it, but they're actually just cupped really tight. And the bees will go inside each little cup and like move their little body around, kind of like a 2-year old on the floor having a temper tantrum, only nicer. And it's so freaking cute to watch. They just go around and then they come out. You see, they have like all the pollen on their legs. Adorable. I hope I get some lupine reseeders this year because I love that stuff. I did throw some old seed out in certain beds of some lupine, hoping that they would catch. Because I don't have time to seriously garden this year. I think it's another. Is that another? It's another space of flower back in there. Um, and I'm hoping they come up. But one thing is, since we don't have, I have a lot of things deterring me from gardening the past few years, but one of them is that we don't have any cats. And so the cats would keep the critters away. And now we have all kinds of bunnies everywhere, rabbits and things. And um, without our big dog, we get the deer that are behind us. They come out and chop things down. So it's like I'm not growing stuff for them to eat it up. You know, I know they got to eat, but I'll throw buckwheat out in the woods or something for them for that. I don't want them eating my stuff. So, and I have a way to protect them, but like that's work. That's a lot of work trying to put up fences and webbing and all. It's like, oh brother, I just don't have that kind of energy these days. Soon, you know, not this year maybe, but next year maybe, because I do love doing that. I love gardening, both the vegetables and the other stuff. Well, let me just say, I love getting stuff from the garden as far as the vegetables. I don't necessarily like vegetable gardening per se because I don't like dealing with snakes and weird the wasps that like the zucchini. Oh lord, those things terrify me. I shouldn't say that, but I don't like them. I don't. Um, and I don't mind snakes, but I don't want to be surprised by one. I guess is my thing because I do have snakes in our yard, and I don't mind them like because well the snakes in the part of the yard closer to the house I don't mind because they're just garden snakes, but the ones that might be in the garden, they might be different kind of snakes, and I don't want to see those kind, and I don't want to be surprised by those kind. So I always say my cats and my dog made me brave back in the day. My big dog, they made me brave. As long as they were around, I wasn't afraid of anything. It felt like they would protect me. I know that might sound strange, but I also felt like I needed to be brave for the cats. So I was like, in protect mode. So it's like, yeah, I can handle that. It was so cute. I'd be out in the yard and the dog would be doing her usual thing, but if she saw I was in the yard, she'd come and hang out too. But like the cats would be like all around me, like in a semicircle. whatever garden bed I was working in. They'd just be laying down, chilling out. Then when I move to another one, they might move with me there or go somewhere else. But then they'd come back and find me and chill out. I loved that. There was one who would always follow me. He always had to be wherever I was. The one that I gave therapy. He was his psychotherapist. So I guess he was forever indebted to me. And like he always would follow me everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing with this leg, but I'm doing it. Maybe I'll do white in the middle and then do black over and see what happens. Uh, I feel like that's what in my head. That's what I'm doing. It's like my plan somehow. Let's go into that part of my brain. Like, see where I'll just start. I go into this part of my brain and I do stuff and I just do it and I don't even know really that I'm doing it. I just do it. That's what just happened just now. I don't know if you saw that. All this stuff I was doing, I wasn't really thinking about it. I was talking and I just kept, I don't know. I don't know. It's going into that other part of the brain, that part that isn't trying too hard to do anything. Um, like I was telling Kaz Solo about the editor being locked up in the closet and duct tape. You just leave him out there. It's like that kind of free writing kind of brainstorming kind of movement where you just let your unconscious take it and make it happen. Because it's a lot of times it's like you know more than you know. Your memory picks up what you've seen of, like with this, my memory picks up what I've seen when I've seen bees in the yard, when I've seen bees on TV or in pictures. It picks up what I've seen. And so if I allow my brain to rest and just sit back and relax, automatically what will come out from my hand to from my brain to my hand is what I've seen of a bee and trying to create that. And I know that might sound kind of woo, but no, I think that's how your brain really works. You have this recall that a lot of times we're not consciously aware of. And that's kind of how trauma works too. If you say suddenly like, oh, I don't like that person. Um, and you may not even know why you don't like that person, when you see them, but really your brain remembers that there was somebody that looked like that person that did something to me I didn't like. And that's why you don't like that person that you see in front of you now, because they remind you of that person. So it's kind of like this is kind of the same thing, the way your brain has that kind of recall. That's what I think it is, at least. Because I can't explain what I just did. I can't explain it. I just did it. And if it looks like something to you, then I can tell you that's how it happened. And if it looks like crap to you, well, oh well. You can tell me I'm full of crap, and that's why it looks like crap. Okay, and I'll accept that. I don't care. I'm so silly. Anyway, so we did more on this than I thought I was going to do. I was kind of afraid to go further on this, but here we go. I don't know what I'm going to do about that because I did it, those colors. But I felt forced. That's what I started the page with, was doing this. Doing this, actually. And the wings, because the wings scared the heck out of me. And I just wanted to get some color down just to get started. Take me out of that fear mode. And I guess it worked. Do not let the page intimidate me. And it's still amazing to me that I'm coloring in this tiny line book. But I think that's it. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. I think that's a good. Get some good stuff done. Excuse me. And so I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna check this chat again. Nope, it's still dead. The connection was reset. I don't know if I have to clear my cache or something for. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, excuse me, burp. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.